a fire, but he was not in the fire. God is trying to get our attention. He is using a series of symbolisms to get our attention. The question is, what is he using in your life to get your attention? He is showing up. How is he going to get your attention? It is only after these great significant things, the wind, the earthquake, the fire, God comes in a still small voice to speak to Elijah. He comes in a still small voice and speaks to Elijah. We may say as yes, God needs to speak to us in a still small voice. We would have missed all the other things that may have brought him to a still small voice. Be careful what you are missing along the way, because here's the point. Verse 13. So when Elijah heard it, if you go back to verse 11, God said to him, go out and stand, and some things happen. Now he is speaking to him in a still small voice. Elijah now wraps his face in his mantle and went out and stood by the entrance of the cave. When he heard the still small voice, he is now moving. He would have missed the move of God in the rain, the earthquake, and the fire. Notice carefully. Because after he is now wrapping his face, he now goes to stand at the entrance. If Elijah was obedient, notice the question that came, as I said at the beginning, men, where are we? Adam, where are the? Why are you where you are? Suddenly the voice came to him and said, brother man, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I already gave you an instruction. Why are you doing here? The still small voice has come because he has missed all the other things. What is it that we are missing? That God now has to come, because yes, maybe he can get it in the big things. Sometimes it's not always in the big things. But because of his mercy, as we was discussing this morning, he is still mindful that what his will is must be accomplished. He comes in the still small voice and said, what are you doing here? Elijah, what are you doing here? And again, even as God is speaking to him, his cry is, but Lord, I've been very zealous for the Lord of hosts, because the children have forsaken your covenant and torn down altars and killed your prophets and by the sword, and I alone. We have to be careful how we begin to address the situations of our lives when God has given us this whole 66 books to look at. As was said today, God has mercy on thousands to those who love him and keep his commandments. Keeping God's commandment to show his love is done in obedience to his word. But in his perspective, he was doing it all by himself. But if we read on and see how God addresses him, I am alone, and now they're seeking to kill me. Paraphrasing. Then the Lord said to him, Go and return on your way to the wilderness of Damascus. There are some things as men that we are running from. And I've seen it in a number of instances in the Bible. The very thing that you are running from is the very thing God will send you right back to deal with. Because there is a lesson and something to begin in where He has called and commissioned you to be. Go and return. I can give you some help. Because one of the other things is that when we begin to play the fool, God always has some other ways and means to still keep things going. That's why the pastor will always say, I am here and we are here. The church don't end and start with me. It will go on because it is God's church. It is God's church. We are His people. So God raised up some successors, and He tells them and appoints them what it is that they have to do. And He says to him in verse 18, after he has his meology, yet I have reserved 7,000 in Israel. God has spoken. God has established His word as His will. Whatever Satan is bringing today, God has already established His will and His word over it. What are we then going to do